Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm April Knight in for Sandra Gumansing. Topping our newscast, almost 1 month after the brutal murders of 2 police officers on St. Croix, an arrest has been made. Officers Leisha Lamy, 30, and Kai Javois, 28, were found dead at Hams Bluff Beach in Fredericksted on August 11th. Both had gunshot wounds. VIPD officer Francis Williams was arrested in relation to the case on charges of stalking, but police insisted that he was only a person of interest, not a suspect. Today, as you'll see from a press conference called by Governor Kenneth Mapp, all of that changed.
At 1:45 this afternoon, police officer Francis Williams, Jr. was placed under arrest by a warrant signed by Judge Robert Malloy and charged with the first-degree murder of police officer Leisha Lamy and Kai Javois. The charges of Officer Williams reflect 11 counts of charges.
In addition to the crimes of murder in the first degree, the officer was also charged with assault in the first degree, using a dangerous weapon during the commission of a crime of violence, domestic violence, stalking, aggravated assault, and domestic violence.
We'll keep you updated on any more developments on that story. Turning our attention to more crime reports, the VIPD has also made arrests on a 2013 robbery of a jewelry store on St. Thomas. On Sunday, September 4th, around 9 a.m., officers from the Criminal Investigations Bureau arrested 21-year-old Wahili James. James was wanted for robbery first degree. His bail was set at $150,000. He was unable to post that bail and was remanded to Golden Grove. Police also made a second arrest. Here's more from the VIPD's Glenn Drake.
21-year-old Shaquille Correa was also arrested September 4th at approximately 9:05 pursuant to a warrant by a St. Thomas Superior Court judge for robbery first degree for a St. Thomas jewelry store in 2013. No bail was set for Correa. He was remanded to the Golden Grove Correction Center. Both warrants were issued on St. Thomas and executed in St. Croix. This is part of an ongoing inter-island VIPD initiative.
In other news, St. Croix residents may have seen an unusual amount of garbage at the bin sites across the island today. The root of that problem goes all the way back to the landfills, where on Wednesday, some sanitation workers who have not been paid for weeks decided to take action and made their voices heard. Here's more. Sanitation workers at a St. Croix transfer station walked out on Wednesday over delayed paychecks. The workers are employees of Sanitas LLC, a vendor contracted by the VI Waste Management Authority. They said they're calling for some relief after their paychecks were delayed for 2 weeks.
We have bills to pay, and that's just the bottom line.
The workers said the non-payments were a result of VI Waste Management not paying its bills.
Well, they owe our company $1.6 million, and if he doesn't get paid, we don't get paid.
So, I mean, who
the government is supposed to pay the company the money.
The Wednesday work stoppage meant garbage piling up and waste management employees doing catch-up work on Thursday. That meant less attention to bin sites across St. Croix. Sanitas workers said that last week the company gave them partial payment and promised more this past Tuesday, but they were left hanging.
Tuesdays come, Tuesdays gone again, and we have not received anything.
Now the new timeline includes a payment on Friday when they're expecting 2 paychecks and they're hoping it'll pull through.
They haven't made it on concrete in black and white or anything.
At the Senate on Wednesday evening, waste management officials said they're working on a partial payment to Sanitas.
We have since made contact with the contractor. We indicated to the contractor that we will provide partial payment to the contractor tomorrow that will allow him to make payment to his staff.
But as for paying the rest of that amount to the vendors so the company doesn't delay paychecks to its own employees, the timeline remains uncertain.
I cannot specifically indicate when the balance will be forthcoming because that is based on allocations when we receive our allocation, as well as our other obligations that we have to make to our other contractors.
We'll keep you updated on those paychecks. Meanwhile, Attorney General Claude Walker called a press conference on Thursday to make sure that everybody knows about the Honda Takata repair-a-thons that began today. Takata is responsible for the faulty airbags in certain Honda and Acura models. The defective airbags have caused 10 deaths in the United States and affect approximately 7,000 vehicles in the Virgin Islands.
The government of the Virgin Islands has urged and supports Honda's latest recall efforts. But Honda is ultimately responsible for making this recall effort work by reaching out to as many Virgin Islands Honda owners as possible. I also want to state clearly that this repair-a-thon, or this repair surge, is separate and apart from the government's lawsuit against Honda and Takata, which seeks penalties against the companies for their unlawful conduct and restitution for Virgin Islands consumers.
Pick up a pen and jot down these dates and locations. If you're on St. Croix, you can go to the Hendricks International Honda location that's in La Grande Princess in Christiansted. They will be accepting affected cars for repair from September 8th. That's today until September 10th, Saturday. On St. Thomas, John's Auto will be repairing affected cars at the Fort Christian parking lot starting September 15th. That's next Thursday until September 17th, next Saturday. Now, if you cannot make these dates, please call the numbers on your screen so you can arrange a repair session at another time. Meanwhile, Attorney Walker also chimed in on the eligibility issue surrounding former Senator Alicia Chucky Hansen, who is running as an independent senatorial candidate in the 2016 general election. AG Walker sent a letter to the St. Croix Election Board on Wednesday in response to an earlier letter that the board sent him asking for guidance on the Hansen issue. Walker stated that the challenge affidavit filed by the Democratic Party of the Virgin Islands against Hansen did not comply with the law and should have been rejected by the board, instead of voting to remove Hansen from the ballot on August 31st. St. Croix Board Chairman Liliana Belardo de O'Neill called for an emergency meeting today, Thursday, to address the issue. Meanwhile, Gordon Ackley, the Republican candidate for delegate to Congress, seems to have given up on trying to get on the general election ballot. Ackley had filed a lawsuit against election officials and the election system, claiming that they were trying to rig the elections in favor of Democratic candidates. On August 24th, however, District Court Judge Curtis Gomez did not grant the TRO that was requested by the Republican candidate and the Territorial Republican Committee. The VIGOP insists that Ackley is the Republican nominee for the position. His only avenue at this point is to wage a write-in campaign. As the general election draws closer, the VIGOP is accusing Delegate to Congress Stacey Plaskett of ethical violations. They claim that Plaskett is, quote, using official taxpayer-funded congressional resources for partisan purposes. The VI Republican Party lodged the complaint with the Office of Congressional Ethics at the House of Representatives on Wednesday. They pointed out a campaign newsletter sent from Plaskett's office during congressional office hours. Plaskett's congressional staffer engaging in campaign activities during office hours was also pointed out, and more recently, Plaskett using her time on the floor of the House to attack her opponents. This is according to VIGOP State Chairman John Canigata. Well, we've reported on Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter's effort to get various churches involved in fighting violence in the territory. Well, on Wednesday evening, that effort took a big step forward. The Lieutenant Governor invited faith leaders to Government House and unveiled the SUN program. It means stimulating and uplifting neighborhoods. Here's Lieutenant Governor Potter on what it's all about.
Basically, adopt neighborhoods. So we are going to try to get the churches to go in and help to stimulate and get the neighborhoods organized into, into groups that would help to elicit pride and be able to look out for each other and be able to do positive things within the individual neighborhoods. We are going to be using the Smith Bay community and how they have organized as an example of what a neighborhood can do and the effects that you can have once a neighborhood comes together and organizes in a positive way.
Even as congressional deadlock jeopardizes funding for the fight against Zika, a new study has found that genetic fragments of the virus in the eyes and the tears of laboratory mice infected with the virus, discovery scientists suggest may offer new understanding into how the disease is transmitted. Researchers said their findings suggest that the virus can be transmitted through tears, and they're planning further studies to find out whether the virus could live on in the cornea or other areas of the eye. Though primarily spread by mosquitoes, Zika has been shown to exist in other bodily fluids, including semen, vaginal fluids, saliva, and now possibly tears. Turning our attention to the elections, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump answered questions on national security on Wednesday at the Commander-in-Chief Forum hosted by NBC News. The event exposed differences in how the nominees proposed to manage the military and foreign policy, the biggest differences over Russia and ISIS.
I think under the leadership of Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, the generals have been reduced to rubble.
Donald Trump at Wednesday's Commander-in-Chief Forum hosted by NBC News, slamming his rival and President Obama, while also praising Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I think I would have a very, very good relationship with Putin.
Moderator Matt Lauer coming under harsh criticism, with some saying that he pitched Trump too many softball questions. Lauer also failing to challenge Trump for this repeatedly debunked claim.
I was against the war in Iraq because I said it's going to totally destabilize the Middle East.
Lauer did press Trump on his plan to combat ISIS.
So is the plan you've been hiding this whole time asking someone else for their plan?
No, I have a plan. I don't want to broadcast to the enemy exactly what my plan is.
On the topic of ISIS, Hillary Clinton spoke of using air power and regional alliances to defeat the group.
We have to defeat ISIS. That is my highest counterterrorism goal.
But her answer on ISIS somewhat rushed, in part because roughly 30% of her time she faced questions on her emails. Clinton reiterated that using a personal email account and server while Secretary of State was a mistake, but defended her handling of classified material.
I communicated about classified material on a wholly separate system.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Keeping an eye on the economy, here's a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. As you can see, everything down. The Dow 46, NASDAQ 24, S&P 4. Coming up on News 2, we reported an Apple's new iPhone, but whether you're already an iPhone user or considering one, we have what you need to know as a consumer. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Some parts of St. Croix didn't have potable water from WAPA Wednesday afternoon. According to WAPA spokesman Jean Grieux, there was a leak in a 16-inch water main, which caused the water interruption along the north side of St. Croix. The leak occurred near the Richmond pump station, and in the process of isolating that leak, WAPA had to cut off water to the north side of the island. This is affecting businesses, residents, condos, hotels, and apartment complexes from Estate Richmond to Morningstar Hill. They don't know yet when service will be restored. Well, if you're a subscriber of Innovative's expanded service, Innovative has some new channels available for you. On St. Thomas, it's WAPA America on channel 117 and TVG on channel 42. On St. Croix, it's TVG on channel 43. Variety Plus Pack subscribers will also get the BBC World News on channel 318 and Sundance on channel 320. Innovative is the parent company of TV2. Well, the iPhone has arrived, the iPhone 7. It has 2 new colors and a host of other features. Apple lovers can start ordering the new phone this Friday, but not everyone is happy about the changes. Mary Maloney explains in our Consumer Watch.
This is iPhone 7.
The iPhone 7 and the larger 7 Plus are water and dust resistant. The iPhone 7 Plus has 2 side-by-side 12-megapixel cameras. One is wide-angle and one is telephoto to give users 2 times the optical zoom and 10 times the digital zoom. But Apple is saying hit the road, Jack, by nixing the traditional headphone jack.
It really comes down to one word: courage. The courage to move on.
Now, headphones either plug into the same lightning port you use to charge the iPhone or connect wirelessly. Some cringe at saying so long to wired headphones featured in Apple's early iPod ads. New phones will include an adapter for traditional headphones. Apple's also releasing high-end wireless headphones called AirPods, but those will cost you $159. Of course, the internet had a field day, one user tweeting a pic of a headphone jack with the caption, "Only 90s kids will remember." Another saying, "I don't even own AirPods yet, and I've already lost one." But it wasn't just about the iPhone. Apple's new watch will be waterproof with a brighter display, and it will be 50% faster. Apple also announced something gamers may love. The Apple Watch and Pokemon Go will now be compatible. And Super Mario is coming to Apple's operating system, iOS. This is the first time a Super Mario game can be played on a portable system that wasn't made by Nintendo. For Consumer Watch, I'm Mary Maloney.
If you want the new iPhone, pre-ordering starts this Friday, but you'll have to wait until next week for the phone to be in stores. The updated Apple Watch and new wireless headphones will be available next month. Well, we're not seeing the same intense drought that we experienced last year, but the Department of Agriculture is still taking precautions. Commissioner Carlos Robles stated that there will be a water rotation for farmers in the St. Croix community gardens. They say that's to make sure that farmers get an equitable share of water resources. They're dividing the community gardens into 2 areas, Zone 1 and Zone 2. Zone 1 will receive water on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Zone 2 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Both zones will receive water on the weekends. They're still trying to identify the farmers who will fall under each of these zones. We will keep you updated as soon as we have that information. Well, whip out those lottery tickets or pick up a pen and jot down these numbers. Let's see if your picks hit the jackpot. Here are your winning VI lottery numbers.
The VI Lottery presents draw results of today's drawing on NEWS2. Fifth prize for $20,000, 4214, 4214. Fourth prize for $30,000, 2199. That's 2199. Third prize for $40,000, 25617, 25617. Second prize for $65,000, 14756. 14756. And the winning ticket number for the grand prize of $175,000 is 1223. 1223. If your ticket number wasn't called, keep trying. One of these days, your number could win. The next drawing is September 22nd. Play the VI Lottery and imagine the possibilities.
Good luck on those tickets. Stick around. Your NEWS2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.
Boy, fortunately for us, we're able to enjoy a beautiful day, spectacular weather conditions here. But as we continue into the next couple of days, taking into the weekend, we'll see some changes in the forecast. Good evening, and I hope you're enjoying your evening so far here in the Virgin Islands. As we check out your current satellite, we are keeping track of this system remaining well to the east of us, but eventually it's going to bring a couple of showers across our area here late tonight and into the day tomorrow. We'll see some wet weather begin to break out. So notice here here looked a little bit more defined, but that continues to slowly, it looks like it's weakening here. Notice it was more of a batch of showers and storms, so that continues to sort of make its way or break its way apart, but still it has a chance to provide a couple of showers in the area. But for the most part, partly cloudy skies. Of course, we do have that chance for a couple of passing showers to make an impact here. Temperatures will be back down into the low 80s, so relatively mild conditions here. Great time for vacation in the Virgin Islands. St. John's, 90 degrees. A shower or two will be found in some spots with that little disturbance I just mentioned. 90 degrees here in St. Thomas for tomorrow. Same deal. Mainly sunny skies with the chance for a shower or two. Also around St. Croix, where temperatures will be at about 90 degrees. Heading out to the waters here, your marine forecast. The Atlantic side, we're talking about waves anywhere between 3 to 5 feet and getting in more of that easterly flow, 10 to 15 knots. And for the Caribbean side, very similar weather conditions, or I should say the marine conditions here. The waves anywhere between 3 to 5 feet with more of that easterly flow anywhere between 10 to 15 knots. Checking out your extended outlook as we take you into the weekend. We are looking at the possibility for a couple of spotty showers to break out, but much of the next couple of days should be pretty quiet, although we do have that possibility Monday as well and into the day on Tuesday, where temperatures will be in the 90s.
Thank you for that. And here's a peek at our News 2 weather picture. It's from Kenia Rollins from Gladys Abraham Elementary School in Kenia. Drew us a really colorful beach there with blue waves, bright sand, and some clouds and lots of sunshine. Thank you for that, Kenia. Send us your News 2 weather picture to News 2 Innovative Business Center, 461122 Park Suite 300, St. Thomas VI 00802. That's all for this edition of News 2. We'd like to thank you for joining us for the latest in news and weather. I'm April Knight. We'll see you next time.